What is going on, everybody? It is Craig, and here we are with movie number 89. If you saw my review yesterday, then this is in that series that I watched on Friday. Here for Blood 2024. This I know didn't just launch, this came out in the beginning of the year, so I will say some spoilerish things throughout. But this movie was another one that was just a lot of fun. It was a twist on the babysitter protecting the house like I haven't seen before. And I don't mean a twist like Better Off Dead, which is one of the best Christmas movies. But the girl who was supposed to babysit needed to study, so she asked her wrestler boyfriend, "Hey, can you babysit the child for me?" And at first he didn't want to, but she's like, "Hey, I do stuff for you. I sew your underwear." He's like, "No, my trunk, sweetie." Same difference. So that was funny. But so he gets to the house. The parents introduce him to a child. Again, some funny banter there because the child seems a little strange at first. He's like, "Is there anything weird about her? I should know." And the parents almost look offended. He's like, does she have a peanut allergy or something? So he's like, oh, wait, oh, no, nothing like that. But they're cookies. Eat the cookies. She can have one cookie. You can have all you want. Enjoy. And you also then have a bunch of mass killers. You were introduced to one of the killers sort of in the very beginning of the movie who killed a couple of women. And for some reason they make him... He's like the bastardized hybrid of Sting and Chris Jericho. Now, he had the look of Sting, the mask, but I say Chris Jericho because, like, Chris Jericho is in shape, but he also is heavy at the same time. It's weird, so it's like, but you see it, you know what I mean. And I'm using wrestlers because, hey, it's a wrestling movie, so why not? So you see them, there was one kill with a mask, and that's kind of what you think it might be about. It's not. It's actually a lot more. Think more like Babysitter, where all of a sudden there's like satanic rituals and a bunch of people involved because these killers, there was a bunch of mass killers, and they were crazies. But they were more than that too, which again they kept adding stuff which I did like. And as you were at that house, the girlfriend was going to get dropped off there so she could drive home with him later on. She came with her friends, as you might expect. That's so we have more victims, more people to be killed. And they were. And there was some really good practical effects. I love the puppetry of the skeleton head thing. That was badass. Of course, it turns out the parents were in on it. And the whole idea, the whole premise was they're sacrificing, they're all dying together so they can ascend to greatness. And again, you just think they're crazies at first, but then it does show, oh wait, there is some weird satanic powers because like one of the bad guys that he had tied up originally became monstrously possessed and broke free and was attacking him, was able to hold this giant vessel over his head. But he ultimately got killed. He got beheaded. They took out a bunch of the other people. There was one guy who kind of reminded me of Sean Whalen. I don't think it was him. I'm gonna have to go back and look at the he had that sort of that look, sort of like Roach from People Under Stairs. And he took a beating. He lost his hand. He got grilled on the stove. So it was such good stuff. And then even the one guy that was getting killed, the guy just started breaking out his wrestling moves and started dropping the elbow. So again, this is just like the last movie, Deer Camp '86. It's a movie that, since I had so much fun with, Prison of the Moment, I am probably giving a higher rating than maybe it really deserves. But you know what? I don't care because I try to explain how I rate things, and those of you on board with it seem to get it. And I'm not getting, every now and then I get somebody say, "How could you give this a blank?" It's like, well, because of the context. I explained why. But in this case, this movie is a lot of fun too. And if I didn't say this yesterday with Deer Camp, I'm going to say this now. Both of these movies free on Amazon Prime. And they might even be able, you might even be able to find this somewhere else. So I was trying to stick with a couple of comedy horrors, which they definitely filled that vibe for me. So we have back-to-back 6 out of 10s, which is good. And the next review I put in, I already saw already. That's not going to be a 6, but still going to be over 5. So we're on a good streak. And I am going to try to have as many consecutive videos as I can. At least until the end of October. Well, I shouldn't say that. At least until the end of next week. If I do that, then I'll probably put us at like 93, 94. So then no huge rush, and I can sort of maybe handpick a few things to get to 100. Still haven't decided yet if I'm going to go beyond the 100 because there are times where this can be very tough to get in. Just so happens right now isn't one of those times. So 6 out of 10. And anyone who saw this movie, let me know what you think about it. You know, like, let me know in the comments your views. Or more importantly, just to open me up to some new stuff. Let me know in the comments movies sort of in that same genre criteria. Like, I think like a movie like Psycho Gorman fits in that grouping too. You know, like cheesy, funny horror comedies, like good practical effects, etc. But folks, thanks for checking out the video as always. I should have referenced this in the other video. I did mail out the prize away for my last contest, and I do have another one I'm going to do shortly. It's not going to be as hidden as the last one was. Like the last one I wanted to do for a few of you that really do pay attention to all these videos. But the next one's pretty cool. It's going to actually be a signed TCM Funko Pop. So, I don't know. Anyway, just keep an eye on that. Till next time. Peace.